This is Will Nunziata, New York City-based director and creator of theater, television, and film. And today I am thrilled to be speaking with the incredible UK and Ireland-based actor, the one and only CIANA HOWLIN. Hello, CIANA, how are you?
Hi, I'm so good. How are you?
CIANA, doing so much better now that we're finally talking. I want to know, CIANA, growing up, well, where did you grow up? And like, when did you realize you loved the theater so much? Was it a particular album you listened to? Was it a specific show you saw?
So I grew up in Dublin, and I think for me, what made me realize that I loved theatre so much was we every year after Christmas, my granny would take me and all of my cousins, and I have a lot of cousins, big Irish Catholic family, you know how it is, and we would all go and we'd all go see the panto. And like, I don't know, there's just something about a panto that I just adore. Like the way, like I remember one year, one of the drag queens' wigs fell off on stage, and it was like he was bald, and he was just like, and then the other guy just made a bald joke, and then they just kept going. Like it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And then I remember one year I was quite young. I think I was like 8, and I was watching it, and I realized I was like, I love watching this, but I think I want to do what they're doing. Like I think I would rather be there than sitting and watching.
You wanted to be
And
a part of the magic. There was something
exactly.
about, I'm sure, the danger of seeing a mistake, but
Yeah.
actually see how a mistake can be turned into something beautiful and
Yeah.
funny and
Yeah.
fun.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Like I think it was the hardest I'd ever laughed in all the years that I'd gone to the Panto when that mistake happened.
and I'm just a
Brilliant.
firm believer in, a lot of artists knowing their bliss very early. And obviously that was a pivotal moment for you. But then you went on, Sienna,
Yeah.
and not only pursued it, but studied at some of the best places overseas, well, overseas for me, in the UK. Talk to me a little bit about your education background, where you studied and, really fine-tune the tools in your craft. And then also, while you were studying, if there were any specific roles that while you were in school you got to play that really, ring true for you and you hold very
Mm.
close to you.
Yeah. So I kind of auditioned for RADA because I went to RADA for a year, and I auditioned for RADA like as a joke, like because I was like, well, there's no way I'm getting in. So I actually auditioned for RADA, um, really like for like the experience of an audition, so that I would be better at my other auditions. That I was like, well, I have a chance at those. And because it's not that I didn't take it seriously. No, do you know what? I'm being honest. I didn't take it seriously. I walked in and I was the most relaxed I have ever been in an audition. Walked in, sat down, and I was like, how's it going? Because in my head, I was like, sure, there's no chance. Like, and then I got recalled, and I nearly shit myself, to be honest. Like I told my mom, we were driving in the car along some back roads in Ireland, and I got the email and I told her. She nearly crashed the car. Like, I couldn't believe it. And then I went over and did the recall, and then I got in, which was an even bigger shock. Um,
By the way, sorry to interrupt, but I love in that moment, and I think it's a really great testament in something I because we have a lot of artists who view these interviews. I think it's a great reminder for artists that in those moments of nerves, that it's okay to be nervous, but in those moments that like where you kind of let go of the fear and the negativity, that sometimes you're going to be your best self.
I think I was, I think it was because I was just so relaxed and so chill that it actually gave me space to really enjoy myself and really enjoy the pieces that I was doing. And then because of that, I ended up doing really well. I made the panel laugh with one of my pieces, and I remember ringing my mom after the audition and going, "Well, I made them laugh, so at least there's that." Um, so yeah, and then I moved over to London. I was 18. I was straight out of school. I was so young. And I was the first time ever living away from home, and I was living abroad as well, living in a different country. And I learned so much on that course. I think in Ireland, where it differs from the UK, is there's not a lot of like you can't study drama as a subject in school. So all of the acting things that I did as a kid and as a teenager were outside of school, and were like a hobby, and it was like once a week. Whereas like in the UK, you can study drama as a subject. And I think like I remember when I first started that I was so out of my depth with with the things that we were learning. I had no background on it at all, really. And there were so many people in my year, in my foundation course, that knew so much more than me. Um, but that was okay because we were all at this base level course. And for me, the foundation course really taught me prep, how to prep. And there's a lot of things that I learned on that course that I still use now for prep, for audition prep. And it taught me the importance of prep for not just for audition, but for plays and film as well. And how important research is. I learned that that was massive.
Were there any specific roles while in the UK in school that, that kind of you remember as being also pivotal moments of really, I think, maybe stepping into your power as an actor, being like, wow, I can really tackle this thing. It was scary, but I did it.
I think it was when we started doing Shakespeare. I just knew nothing about Shakespeare, and then we started learning, and I realized that I was really, really good at it.
I
Naturally.
can, by the way, I think I can see how and why you're good at it. I think that a lot of actors tend to feel like they need to put on some sort of, air of a
Yeah.
Shakespeare. I think, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I could see you like doing Shakespeare like colloquially, like just very
Yes.
conversational and like.
Yes. hmm that like, and I love it. And one of the things that my teacher said to me was that my accent for Shakespeare was like my biggest asset, because Irish as an accent is the closest accent now to original pronunciation,
Oh,
which
interesting.
back in Shakespeare's time, yeah. So because of the way that I speak and because of my accent and because of the musicality of my accent,
I was just about to say, there's a
it,
musicality,
yeah,
there's a natural musicality to your accent into Shakespeare. I
yeah.
mean, for me, songs are basically sustained monologues, and I think Shakespeare is the closest to music.
Yes, I completely agree. So yeah, because of the musicality of my accent, it really, really works.
I love it.
And then I just was like, it made me kind of hone into myself as a person and bring that to whatever character that I was playing. And it kind of like, I know this sounds a bit cheesy, but like it kind of made me like really love myself and where I'm from.
I love
And that
that.
was kind of like humbling. And I think that that was probably my most pivotal moment. And then because I'd realized, because I'd learned this, that I was naturally good at Shakespeare, and I enjoyed it so much. I loved Shakespeare. Like I didn't realize that I was going to love it that much. That when it came to me auditioning for Lambda, my Shakespeare monologue was my strongest monologue out of the two that I had. So I'd always finish on that one because I was like, I think it's best to always finish on a strong note.
I love it.
So yeah, and then I went into Lambda to audition, and I'd never auditioned before. And I went into the building, and I just like immediately got like a good feeling in my stomach. And I always trust my gut. And I think when it comes to schools and when it comes to drama schools, you pick the school just as much as they pick you. And I walked in and I just got an immediately like good gut feeling. Like I
It's
felt,
such great advice, by the way, Sienna. It's such great advice. And I think you're a perfect example of an actor that took each of these different auditions in pivotal moments in your life and you looked at them as opportunities, not something to be scared of, but an opportunity to give an opening night performance. And I think that's a really good reminder to young actors out there to do so. And listen, I could speak with you all day. I want to let the audience know, for more on the amazing CIANA HOWLIN, you can read more about her right below this video. CIANA, you are an incredible actor. You've already accomplished so much in your, young life, but I am so grateful that you're coming on board this amazing new social media app, FENIX360, that's going to connect you with artists all over the world. But also selfishly, I'm happy that we're connecting now.
So am I. Delighted.